Today we're going to learn how to put seats in the Datsun 510 thanks to a couple of brackets from Techno Toys Tuning as well as some seats from 6-Speed. Okay, so first we're going to have to get our seat rails from Techno Toys Tuning. These guys are pretty slick. They're super adjustable, which is nice, so they'll fit with pretty much any seat you can get your hands on, and they mount to like this kind of weird stock seat mounting location that the 510s have. So that's a bonus. But pretty much, as you can see, I've already dynamited the bottom, poked some holes where these guys are going to come through. And now we can just start threading some nuts and bolts together. Okay, we got one side in, one side to go. We got 2 bolts up here, 2 bolts down there. See if I can get it better. Yeah, there it is. And it's kind of cool. I haven't seen these kind of washers before, but it comes with these washers that almost are kind of like maybe like a bushing, I'm guessing, so that it doesn't make a lot of squeaky noise if your seats rattle around. But an interesting piece of hardware from Techno Toys Tuning. And we'll go on to the next one. Okay, we've successfully mounted both of the seat brackets, and now we're going to mount the seats to the seat rails. I found it's easier to mount the seats to the seat rails than putting the seat rails in and then dropping the seat in, just because it's kind of a tight fit. So you can see with this seat, it just makes it a little easier. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure you could do it the other way, but this is just based on my experiences, what I think is the best way to do it. One of the nice things about the Techno Toys Tuning seat rails over here is you can see how incredibly adjustable these things are. So pretty much you can slide your seat forwards and backwards, as well as, well, you can't see it on this one, but as well as side to side. You see side to side, and then pretty much the seat rails are going to bolt in here, and you can move them back and forth to adjust for whatever particular seat that you have. So pretty much totally adjustable. You can also slide them back, see, forwards, backwards along these rails. So overall, a pretty solid design that can fit a wide variety of applications. Because of the adjustability factor of the Techno Toys Tuning brackets, I'm going to remove the adjustable seat mount on this seat, just because it'll give us a little more clearance when we're actually mounting it to the car itself, which is just a couple of bolts right in the back over here. And we'll just drill these out. Here, yeah, you can see this one. And we'll take this bracket off, and then we'll put the rails on. Okay, so here we got the seat. I still just have the plastic on for protection purposes. Always wear protection. And you can see the seat is held in with these 2 little 7/16 hex bolts. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to slide the seat rail in, and then I'm going to bolt this through the seat rail. And it's going to require 1 hole to be drilled, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, so now this is all drilled out, you can go ahead and line up your seat rail with the holes. Personally, I am not going to use the small bolt adjusters that come with this, that like mount over here and allow you to kind of control, just keep your bolts in one place, just because, as you can see from this setup, based on where this one bolt meets, this other bolt is clearly lying outside of the, just a close-up on, so yeah, you can see it a little better here. It's like 1 and 1, but it's a little wider than this allows for, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill a hole right around here, which will accommodate this other bolt. And so also, just because these seats are kind of wide, I will be mounting
I'm pretty sure this is technically like backwards of what they want, just because usually all the logos are like T3, so it kind of reads like this, and this would be the outside, but I'm gonna make this the outside just because it gives me a little more width by having this bit on the inside. And these are kind of wide seats. They're kind of like a mix between racing seats and just like your standard bucket seat, which I like because it's going to be my daily driver, and you know, I think they're actually pretty slick. But yeah, so for me, I'm just gonna flip the brackets out and just tap a hole through here. Alright, so as you can see, we just drilled this little hole right here, and everything should line up.
Yeah, that looks good right there. We got that hole over here, we got that hole.
And then we just are gonna bolt it through there, so that, because this bracket is what connects the top of the seat to the bottom. So I'm just gonna throw the 2 factory bolts in there, and we'll have ourselves some mounted up seats. All right, side 1 is done. Side 2, it's gonna be pretty similar with the exception of removing a set screw because there's a recline adjust, but I'll cover that. So this side's pretty much the same, except obviously this lever controls the reclining mechanism. So to get to the 2 screws that hold it in place, you gotta lift up this a little bit. I don't want to do it the whole way because it'll collapse the chair, but yeah, see, there's that set screw. We'll take that off, slide this little plastic casing off, and then it's just the same as the last side. Unscrew, rescrew, mount it up. So the seats are in and they're looking pretty good. You can see mounted up to the seat rails pretty nice. Still have the full adjustability right here on the 6-speed seat. And see if you can get a close up of the hardware that's under there. So yeah, these bolts just drop through right here where there's like a fully adjustable, so you can slide them back and forth. And then this rail on the bottom right here, you can slide side to side. So really got a lot of play. And I think I'll move this one back a little bit just because it's a little close to the steering wheel for me, but it should only take a few minutes. But yeah, that's it for the seat install. And then back here I got a few other miscellaneous parts from Techno Toys Tuning, such as just this gas tank cover just to make the trunk look a little nicer, and this gas tank cover, or this is, sorry, spare tire cover. I don't know if I just said gas tank cover. This is a spare tire cover, which just mounts in stock location. You can see I'll put this screw through there, and then I already have these holes. One of them is drilled stock, and then this one's off by like a ½ inch or maybe less, so I'm just gonna re-drill this hole, and then all the hardware's included, and it should be a pretty easy solution just to kind of fix the trunk a little bit. Looks a little bad with the exposed gas tank and all that, so just a little update on that. Seats are in, trunk's looking good. We're also putting on an NRG quick release steering wheel, and these guys aren't that hard to put on, and it's just nice because, I don't know, just extra little theft mechanism, plus gets rid of your shitty kind of gross old steering wheel, and you might as well upgrade to a quick release. Just A, it's cool, B, anti-theft. But NRG makes these for that'll fit on your 510, and pretty much this is just the collar, and it's going to go around these little ring gears right here, or kind of threads on like almost like your differential axle. It just has it'll just hook on to the gears. You tighten this bolt down. This is a 16mm nut, 1.5 thread pitch. You'll tighten this down, and then you will attach the quick release portion of it. Okay, so now that we got this guy in, we can put on the sun's kind of, can put on the quick release portion, which is this right here, and that's just going to go on, line up with these holes right here. Sorry for the lighting. And then it comes with 6 screws and an Allen key. So I'm just gonna attach those to these 6 bolts right here, and that's gonna be the quick release portion. Okay, the next step after we had the quick release part on is to mount up the steering wheel to the quick release portion of the car. Just gonna line up these holes. And this steering wheel is from Vilante, so it's not an NRG one, but it is compatible with. And they send all the little bits and bobs that you'll need if you're connecting a horn. I'm not connecting a horn, so I don't know how you do that, but if you just want to put a steering wheel in, this is the video for you. Okay, so this is what it looks like all put together, and then it should just be as simple as sliding it on the car. We shall see. Okay, so we got the NRG short hub here, and what I did is I lined up, because what you're going to do is orient everything based on this little silver tab right there. So I try to line that up with the top of my steering wheel, because when you put it on, and it goes on, you just spin it so that this front little button right there lines up with the center of your stuff, kind of, and then it all locks in place. And now, now I got my steering wheel. So that's it for the quick release steering wheel install. NRG short hub and vehicle specific. I don't know what they call this part, but this has to be vehicle specific, and then you can just get whatever kind of mix and match you want to do short hub steering wheel wise.